Okay, I think I have cellular signal. So guess what? I'm not in Manhattan. Hi, welcome to Pilot Minute Coaching. Even though I'm on vacation, we're doing this live. You can see a beautiful lighthouse. And if you're just joining, say hi. Say where you are. I like everyone's traveling. It feels like this week. So if I think you live in Denver or in Miami or wherever, London or New York, tell me where you actually are. But this week's Pilot Minute Coaching, we're going to talk about preparing yourself for luck, and if you actually are, and what that means, etc. You can see I've got this beautiful view. I hear some little kids around. I'm at this old, it used to be an old fort and battery, and even in World War II, the Germans sunk a boat like in the 40s. So there's Rachel, awesome. I've got some beautiful rose bushes here. You see these rose hips everywhere. So it's a gorgeous day here. I'm just outside of Portland, Maine, and Port Elizabeth, and we're going to talk about preparing yourself for luck. Hey, there's Cesar. I think he's in Puerto Vallarta. I got a little heart. All right. So if you're joining, say hi. Let me know you're here. Even if after the fact, we can comment and stuff on there. But how Americana and picturesque is this? So preparing yourself for luck. So luck, the definition, when preparation meets opportunity. Everyone I know is like hunting like a hog looking for a truffle for opportunity. They're trying to network, they're trying to, find a job online or a part to audition for or funding. But you're not always doing the preparedness part. And that's what I coach a lot of people on is you got to prepare yourself. It's when preparation, meets opportunity, and people just focus on the opportunity. When it comes by, they're not prepared and they can't seize it and they miss out. So a lot of this you have to realize is a long-term mindset. The preparation might take months, more likely many years, and I think that we just see in the media these stories that seem like, immediate success or immediate gratification and things, but in reality it takes sometimes decades to get ready. You look at Malcolm Gladwell and 10,000 hours of practice on something, etc. And so there's Cesar. I'm so glad I'm so glad we're still connected. See Cesar after all these years on Over the Miles via Facebook. When you think about that preparation, it requires a certain maturity and a certain patience. I know people that want to be a great recording artist, or they want to be a great dancer or a model or build an app, and they think they're going to do it in a month and a half in the summer, and they don't have any skills or experience or whatever. It just takes a long time. So first thing is you got to have a long-term experience. Again, if you just joined, say hi. I'm in beautiful Maine outside of Portland. This is one of 51 lighthouses across the state of Maine, so say hi. So the question you really want to ask yourself is what are you doing to prepare yourself? I'm on vacation, but I applied to this really rad, game-changing potential program today, and I spent 4 hours working in the hotel, but, I'm preparing myself because if that opportunity it might not come along again, so I was doing what I had to do and get things taken care of, Maybe that what I'll read on vacation is a book or make the right networking or schedule the right meetings or whatever it may be. Oftentimes, it can be something little. It's like if you want to grow your business and want to sell something or network, get business cards made. I mean, I remember, I didn't have business cards when I first started my company, and I spent $88 on moo.com. I think I even can give people 20% off or something if you email me. But it was a great investment because I had cards. And then guess what? I would meet someone at a dinner, an event, a charity auction. I was on Fire Island one night, and we had way too many drinks, and we had this civilized dinner party sort of. And I got a client right out of that. Someone was just like this photographer, and we had a great relationship, and and it was like one of those things that I just had to prepare myself, because did I expect when I was going out to get invited to a dinner after having drinks that I'd meet a client on a Saturday night in Fire Island? No, but I did. So I was being prepared because I had a card and I could talk about what I did, and I was ready to go, and I could send them to my website, and that was that. So I've got some cards. I write my thoughts down so I don't totally wing this, it may be that, the thing that you're looking for, is an agent to represent you, or it is an investor, or it's a hiring manager, or it's someone to publish your work, or whatever it may be. And you want to just be ready to have that pitch. If I met someone tonight at dinner and I wanted to talk about Pilot and I wanted to maybe raise money, let's say, I got to be prepared to be able to say, hey, I'd like to raise about this. Hey, Alan, I'd like to raise, I don't know, let's say I want to raise $1 million. I'd like to raise $1 million, and I'm going to use it to develop 2 new products and develop B2B sales. I would have the right kind of talk. Now, I don't have to have the financial model all built out, but he's going to ask for that, or she's going to ask for that pretty soon. So just being ready for that, when I meet that opportunity. So I'm going to switch hands because my tripod of an arm is getting a little sore. So, thinking about are you ready? If that person came along ready to invest, am I going to scramble? I mean, all the time I meet people that are ready for a new job, but their resume is not up to date and their LinkedIn isn't either. And then they meet someone and then they call me or someone in a crunch and they're panicking and crapping their pants like they want to do something. And I say, you've wanted to change jobs for 8 months. What have you been doing? And I realize we all need a kick in the butt, but that's the sort of thing. You may not have found, people will they'll spend 8 hours looking for job postings online or talking to people or meeting with recruiters or coffees and networking, but they don't have an updated resume or LinkedIn. Do the resume and LinkedIn part right away, so when you meet that person, it's oh, sure, let me flip that to you from my phone, and you're ready to go. So, I think that, if you're flat-footed, if I meet people and they talk about what they're up to, what they're doing, and then they kind of stumble, they don't respond quickly, or they don't have their shit together, or they're just not prepared, I don't take them as seriously, It's one of those things that, they'll, say, oh, I really want to do this, or I have this book, and I say, oh, do you have an outline to the book? Well, it's in my head, I'm like, okay, well, it sounds like you have a dream. You don't really have a plan, Or someone will say, oh, I'm a great photographer. I say, oh, let's talk about your portfolio. And then, well, all these things. It's kind of amateur shadow sort of thing. So you want to be taken seriously by people if you meet someone compelling, and so you want to, again, be prepared with those sort of things in place, I bet, even if it's getting your banking and stuff set up for your business or for your career or whatever it may be, or if, you meet someone networking-wise and they say, hey, can we, meet up, and you can't manage your schedule, and it's 2 weeks out to meet them, a lead, a new relationship or an opportunity, that's a piping hot cup of coffee sitting on a snowy table in the winter. That thing is going to cool down real quick. You have to act very quickly on those sort of opportunities. So that's another sort of mindset to have. Now, I think the next thing I wanted to mention was, think beyond your preparedness. Think beyond, oh, hey, Liam, if you just joined to say, hey, we're talking about luck and how you can actually prepare yourself for luck and how everyone focuses on the opportunities, but then they're not always ready. I'm in Maine. I'm in Portland, Port Elizabeth, and so Cape Elizabeth, near Portland, and at an old lighthouse. So, you may think about, your relationships. You may think about your family, your friends, your romantic relationships, Are they in a good space? How's your health and wellness? I know people that put off, getting a procedure or an operation for years, and then they get a new job and they have to travel all the time, and then it's years later that, they don't take care of themselves. Maybe you need to get in shape, maybe you need to get calmer, you need to see a therapist or work on your anxiety or be like me and meditate, every day, and you figure those sort of things out. Maybe it's your home, is your home in one place? Do you have a place to live that you're proud of, and is it, clean and ready to go so that's not a distraction, or is it something with childcare, whatever? Maybe it's your faith. It's, I was working on taxes, and, do you have all of those sort of things kind of tidied up? So you got to create space, because if you got all this shit on your to-do list that's not strategic to what your goals and dreams are, then the problem is again, when those opportunities come, there's not a lot of space, stylists will work with someone, and they often, the first thing they do is they edit. They get rid of stuff out of people's closet, and they create all this space, their drawers, whatever, psychologically gets people in the buying mode, and they get a sense of what they have and they don't have. And so, that's a key thing. You want to, what can you edit out of your life? Is it bad influences, bad behaviors, bad activities, things, whatever it may be, Maybe if you've got, 18 on-demand media subscriptions and you spend 4 or 5 hours a night in front of the TV, maybe you cut the cord on a few of those, and you keep 1 or 2, but, just kind of, build a little self-control in, so you actually have the time to, and the wherewithal to do those sort of things. Maybe you need to subscribe to a new magazine to read every month to get you inspired around certain things, Oh, Rachel just put something in awesome. Rachel's in Colorado. She said, some wish it would happen, others make it happen. And that's the thing, is that, people will have a lot of desires and dreams, but do they take action on them? And, again, it's people are looking for that break. Oh, gosh, if I just met this kind of person or that, or if I just had, someone gave me a shot, or if I just met the great co-founder or whatever. But, okay, you meet a great co-founder. First of all, don't found a company with a stranger. It's not a good idea. But, you come across someone in your network that you know well, who's in a different position. Okay, well, do you have a deck together? Do you have anything sketched out, or is it like just is it even a bullet pointed list or something in Evernote, or is it just talk? That's the sort of preparation to say, like, to sketch that out. Maybe you've designed a brand or something for it, or something that would show a seriousness about it. That's another thing when you think about preparing yourself. Your finances, have you saved money? Do you have reserves, kind of put aside? That's another one of those things that people don't think about is on the money side of it. Like, are you prepared that, you may need to spend something? You need to have something sort of saved up. Are you in the right mindset? People have it, ups and lows. I've had it in my life too, where you kind of, you're feeling down, you're feeling up, and did you work through the low, right? Because if you meet someone great, and it could be for a romantic relationship, it could be for a business partnership, it could be a new manager, it could be a new employee, whatever it may be, an agent, a mentor, and then you're kind of just in the dumps and blue, you're not really ready. You're not prepared. You got to do the work, and there's a lot of things you can do to get out of that, and it's normal to have that happen, so you don't need to beat yourself up thinking that it shouldn't be that way. But at a certain point, you got to say, I got to pull myself out of this, because if I meet someone and I'm telling them I want a sales job, but all I can do is complain about my old boss and my old job, and I haven't kind of really worked through that, and I got a negative attitude, it's like, I don't know if that's really the kind of person that I want to be around or to be with, and they seem a little past focused rather than future focused. That's another one. So, look, when opportunity knocks, and sorry again about the wind, I'll try to cover it like that way, but when opportunity knocks, you want to be excited. Like, look, if someone invites you to something, you don't want to write sure and kind of play it cool and be like, yes, I'm super excited to go. Like, let people are insecure, even very successful people are insecure. Give them feedback, give that loop to show people and say, hey, like, I am pumped. I am super excited to get lunch with you. Let people know. There's Benjamin. Act quickly. Look. People will meet someone and it's like, I'll talk to someone, they say, oh, I met this really cool book agent that can help you with my book. Oh, when'd you meet? 6 weeks ago. What'd you do since? Oh, I got their card on my desk. Not a good answer. Like, act quickly, be agile, like haul ass, like be quick. If you're just joining, we're talking about Portland, Maine. I don't know if I can see my own hand here. There we go. It's like a little Vanna White thing or something I'm doing. And we're in the wind, so sorry about that. But I'm on vacation, but we're still doing Pilot Minute Coaching this week around preparing yourself for luck. People do look, if you go to our website, by the way, pilot.coach, you'll see Minute Coaching in the upper top there. Click that. We give a weekly 1-minute video and some accountability, and then we do these kind of follow-on deep dives into what it's all about. So, show people you're serious, There's Liam. Hey, I got Liam. I like that. I got a like Rachel. So, look, if someone, says, oh, like I'll get all the times, I'll say, hey, you really should read this book or this article, like go buy the book, read it, and then tell the person that you did it. I mean, I had a mentor, Michael Cannon in Denver years ago before I moved to New York, and he told me at breakfast one day, he said, I want you to buy this book and do all these activities in it, and kind of said, like, don't call me until you've done it. Well, I went right to the bookstore, just being coachable. I read the book. It was a slog. It was good, but man, it took a lot of time and discipline. And then I called him. I said, hey, Michael, I got the book. I read it, and I did it all. He was ecstatic. He cleared his calendar for me because I did what he said. So I showed him that I was serious about his advice and about his time. And that's another way when that preparation comes, is to do those sort of things for the opportunity. Because then all of a sudden I saw someone in USA Today quoted from the company I wanted to work for. I wrote him a letter, and then bam, oh, Benjamin from Denver saying, hey, thanks. I got a good night of sleep and I think a lot of lobstering. We went lobstering last night on a boat and then ate a bunch of lobster and tapas at a place called Central Provision last night. It was delicious. So we're having a good time in Maine. But, then also be open-minded. Look, you may meet people and opportunities. You say, oh, that person doesn't look like what I would have expected. Or they don't have the profile or, whatever. You assume someone's going to be in a suit and they're not, But they could know everybody, or why they're trying to help me. Of course, you want to be a little skeptical and protect yourself, but be open-minded, So, look, when these things happen, it's just unbelievable. The universe will land a gift in someone's lap, like, all the time. And I just see people just kind of look at it and, like, they're, like, just almost turn their nose up at it and say, no. Like, this person, wait, they gave you the person even gave you the book? You didn't even have to buy it? And you don't have time to read it when they said it's the most important book for someone that wants to do what you want to do? Like, easy for me to say, but they said it's the most important book you could read to accomplish what you want to do. Read it and tell them you wrote it and get back to them, So, like, that's the thing, is that when you think about preparation and luck, quit looking for opportunities online if your LinkedIn isn't ready, and your resume. Quit hoping you're going to get a promotion when you don't know the status of the projects you're responsible for or the impact you've had on the company, you know? Quit wishing you could give a talk at a conference if you're not applying to do so. We're finding which conferences are doing work, by the way, that's worthy of talking at a conference. You want the recognition? Do the work, you know? And so I think that that's the sort of thing that, you know, it's all about relationships. These opportunities are tied to people, and that luck happens when you meet the right people and you're ready. When you say, hey, I've got a really great business, I can articulate it really clearly, and I'm looking to raise money. Or, hey, I'm a really fantastic actor, and I do this and that, and I want to play these kind of roles, and I want to do it here. You know, all of those sort of things. So that's the being prepared part of all of this that's key. And again, it is frickin' amateur hour all over the place. I see so many people that have, you know, aspirations and dreams that are a mile high, but they haven't done squat when it comes to being prepared. And it doesn't mean that they have to be super accomplished, but show me a little effort. And then if we meet, like, follow up. I met a guy last week at an event, and he was looking for a job, and he had, you know, and I wasn't hiring, but he followed up with me. He asked for my card, he sent me his resume, and he asked about feedback on those sort of things. And you know what was amazing is, like, and guess what? I gave him feedback because I took him seriously, and I thought his resume kind of sucked, frankly. And I told him about 5 or 6 things that would make it much stronger. And, you know, that's what I did, and he was greatly appreciative of it. Hey, Daniel. You know, it was one of those things that really made a huge difference to him. But look, he followed up. He met me. I gave him what should have been very expensive advice on his resume. But you know what? I was bought into him because I took him as serious. He was ready, he had it, and I'll think of him about other opportunities because how he responded, hey Jay Travis, because how he responded was like really great too. When he got the feedback, he's like, this is so awesome. You didn't have his feelings hurt. He was like, oh no, this is gonna make this so much stronger. You obviously know what you're talking about. And you know, and he took action and he updated it quickly. Like, that's the best thing someone like me wants to see, because I want to put more time into someone like that. And look, he didn't go to that thing thinking he was gonna meet me. It was a technology company thing, a Tumblr on the roof, blah, blah, blah. But like, nonetheless, like, bam, that's how it happens. And so he was able to act quickly. I mean, and he sent that. We met at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock at night on Tuesday. That was in my inbox at 9:15 a.m. the next day. You know, that's like being a pro, right? That wasn't like, oh, 2 weeks, or, oh, remember when we were on the Tumblr roof last month, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like, no. Like, you want to just be ready. So, oh, there's Susanna. Hey, Susanna. Yes, Susanna, the scenery is awesome. Here's some like rose bushes and things are behind me. And I'll kind of do a little walk here as we close out. But this is a gorgeous part of Maine. Went lobstering last night with my family, and it's a beautiful day, like 80 degrees here, and it's like super nice. And I can walk backwards and talk on a live camera, which is pretty impressive given some of my abilities. So, but you know, again, preparing yourself for luck. You know, don't underappreciate what it takes, even just to be able to articulate what you want. You know, and articulate what you're trying to do. So, looks like my connection is getting weak, so I gotta go. But continue to prepare yourself for luck. I'll give the money shot here as we tune out. But say hello in the comments, and thanks for tuning in. And even this last week of August, even if it's summer, even if you're taking time off, still make it happen. Cheers.